They evicted me on my birthday, so I ensured they had nowhere to go next. I saved our family home, then reclaimed my place in it. Hi, I'm Charlotte Hayes. On my 32nd birthday in Raleigh, North Carolina, I adorned my modest apartment with shimmering blue streamers and a vanilla cake from Mama's Bakery, hoping for a rare family celebration, only to be blindsided by my father, Richard, delivering a cold eviction notice to clear space for my brother, Ethan, while announcing plans to sell our cherished family home. The sting of his indifference, on a day meant for joy, coupled with the secret I've held for 6 months that I've been paying the mortgage to save that very home from foreclosure, ignites a fierce resolve to reclaim my place in our family, my diary noting Laura's schemes, my erasure. I'm a financial analyst whose sacrifices preserved our legacy, but to Richard and his girlfriend Laura, I'm expendable, a mere footnote in their plans, my diary confessing Ethan's return, my shadow. Their betrayal, evicting me on my special day, and plotting to erase the memories of my late mother, Margaret, from our home, sets the stage for a battle to protect my roots and demand the respect I've earned, my diary noting their cruelty, my awakening. The apartment, a cozy one-bedroom nestled in Raleigh's Five Points neighborhood, is my haven, its hardwood floors scuffed but polished, its walls adorned with framed photos of Margaretha's radiant smile in the garden, her hands flowered in the kitchen, her laughter frozen in time. I smoothed the teal dress she gave me, its soft fabric a tangible link to her, and arranged 32 candles on the cake, their wicks unlit. A symbol of hope I cling to despite years of family disappointments, my diary noting her gift, my longing. Growing up in our 2-story colonial on Oakwood Avenue, a street lined with historic homes and blooming dogwoods, I was the eldest of 3, shaped by Margaret's warmth, her meticulously tended roses, her Friday game nights, her recipes that filled the house with love. When she was diagnosed with aggressive breast cancer at 16, my world shifted. Ethan was 11, Sophie just 8, and Margaret's 8-month battle reshaped us, my diary noting her fight, my loss. In her final days, she clasped my hand, her voice a whisper. Look after them, Charlotte. Your father struggles to show love, but he'll need you. So will the kids, my diary noting her plea, my vow. I promised, not grasping the weight, my diary noting her trust, my burden. After Margaret's death, Richard, an accountant running a small firm, retreated into work, leaving before dawn and returning after dark, his presence a ghost in our lives, my diary noting his absence, my role. At 16, while peers fretted over prom and SATs, I was braiding Sophie's hair, helping Ethan with algebra, cooking dinners, and paying bills with Richard's sporadic deposits, my diary noting their needs, my youth. College dreams were shelved. Richard's firm, once steadied by Margaret's administrative skills, teetered and finances tightened, my diary noting his struggle, my delay. Just a year, he said when I proposed community college, until the business stabilizes. But 1 year became 5, my diary noting his promise, my sacrifice. I worked days as his receptionist, nights waiting tables at a local diner, funneling earnings to household expenses, groceries, utilities, Sophie's dance lessons, Ethan's soccer Army diary noting my wages, their lives. The first betrayal cut deep at 21. I'd saved diligently for college, relying on a fund Margaret started, untouched since her death. When I checked the account, it was empty. Richard had withdrawn it for his firm's expansion, my diary noting his theft, my dreams. Confronted, he seemed surprised. I thought you were set at the firm, dismissing my distress, my diary noting his excuse, my silence. I swallowed the hurt, starting anew, and ensured Ethan and Sophie faced no such setbacks, driving them to activities, editing their college essays, my diary noting their paths, my care. Through night classes, I earned an accounting degree, Richard attending my graduation but leaving early for a client, my diary noting his presence, my alone. Ethan and Sophie's cheers filled the gap, and I convinced myself it sufficed, my diary noting their love, my enough. By 30, I joined Pinnacle Financial, my knack for spotting tax-saving opportunities fast-tracking me to manage client portfolios, my diary noting. My skill, his envy. Financial literacy became my armor, a contrast to Richard's outdated methods, creating tension at Sunday dinners, where he'd pontificate on markets while I silently calculated my portfolio's growth, my diary noting. His bluster, my restraint. Laura, his girlfriend of 2 years, entered a 45-year-old real estate agent with sleek blonde hair and a calculating smile, reshaping our family, doting on Ethan and Sophie while viewing me as a rival, my diary noting, her warmth, my exclusion. She moved into our home, erasing Margaret's Touches family photos to closets, the garden to gravel, my diary noting, her vision, my loss. Betrayals piled Sophie's loan cosign snatched by Richard, a Florida trip excluding me, my diary noting. Their circle, my edge. This birthday, I invited them, hoping for reconnection, my diary noting. My wish, their chance. I recreate Margaret's punch, its pineapple scent evoking past celebrations, but my phone holds only Taylor's texts, my diary noting. Her care, their silence. At 2 p.m., Richard's knock sparks hope, my diary noting. My dream, their moment. He stands in a suit, clutching an envelope, his face a mask. Charlotte, we need to talk, my diary noting. His coldness, my dread. Ignoring the streamers, he sets the envelope by my cake. You have 30 days to vacate. Ethan needs this, my diary noting. His edict, my shock. Laura's plan, he adds. We're selling the house for her business, my diary noting. His betrayal, my home. I've paid the mortgage since saving it from foreclosure, a secret I kept to spare his pride, my diary noting. Their scheme, my power. He leaves without a happy birthday, my diary noting. His exit, my resolve. I journal. They evicted me, but I hold their home, my diary noting. Their cruelty, my fire. Raleigh's spring dusk hums, my resolve a quiet flame, their betrayal a wound transforming into strength, setting the stage for a fight to reclaim my place. The Raleigh dawn filters through my apartment's blinds, casting shadows over deflating balloons and an untouched vanilla cake, where I sit at my desk, and the musty scent of mortgage documents mingling with the faint hum of my laptop, my diary open. Its pages a raw chronicle of the betrayal that shattered my 32nd birthday. Richard's eviction notice to make way for Ethan in his casual announcement to sell our family home. Oblivious to my secret role as its mortgage holder. The air crackles with a steely determination, a stark contrast to the family's deafening silence in the days since, my diary noting. Laura's ambition, my invisibility. I'm Charlotte, 32, a financial analyst who poured savings and sweat into preserving our legacy, but to Richard and his girlfriend Laura, I'm a disposable tenant, my diary confessing. Ethan's privilege, my displacement, uncovering their clandestine plan to list the house and leveraging my legal control, I devise a strategy to confront them at Sunday's family dinner, my diary noting, their deception, my reckoning, setting the stage for a calculated revelation that will force them to acknowledge my worth and halt their betrayal. The eviction notice, its stark text glaring beside my unlit candles, is the culmination of years of Slightsme College fund drained by Richard for his faltering firm. Sophie's student loan cosign usurped without explanation, a family vacation to Florida that excluded me without a word, my diary noting. Their pattern, my exile. Each wound, once swallowed in the name of family duty, now fuels a fire I can no longer suppress, my diary noting. Their dismissals, my fury. 6 months ago, when Richard's accounting firm hemorrhaged clients to tech-savvy rivals, I learned our family home Margaret's sanctuary of roses and recipes was 7 months behind on mortgage payments, teetering on the brink of foreclosure, my diary noting, his failure, my discovery. Richard admitted only 3 months' delinquency, his pride masking the crisis, my diary noting, his lie, my burden. Acting swiftly, I contacted Granite National Bank, discovering the full extent of the arrears. With my robust credit and savings, I transferred the mortgage into my name, covering the back payments and committing to monthly installments that strained my budget, my diary noting, "My sacrifice, their ignorance." To spare Richard's ego, I fabricated a story about a special bank program that restructured the loan, a lie he accepted with suspicious ease, my diary noting, his relief, my secrecy. The cost was steep. Me dream of buying my own home vanished, my savings depleted, my monthly finances stretched thin to maintain the house I didn't even live in, my diary noting, my loss in their home. Yet, preserving Margaret's legacy, her garden, her kitchen, the walls marked with our childhood heights felt worth it, a fulfillment of her dying wish, my diary noting, her memory, me vow. Laura's influence, however, began erasing those traces, her renovations gutting the kitchen where Margaret's recipes lived, replacing her roses with low-maintenance gravel, my diary noting, her destruction, my grief. I learned of these changes during a Sunday visit, finding workers dismantling cabinets, Richard beaming, Laura's contractors modernizing, my diary noting, his pride, my payments. No one consulted me, though my money funded it, my diary noting, their disregard, my rage. The final blow comes days after my birthday, browsing Raleigh real estate listings out of habit. There, online, is our home listed for sale at a lofty price. Laura as the agent, with glossy photos showcasing her sterile updates, no mention of the mortgage I hold, my diary noting, their audacity, my leverage. The betrayal is twofold. They listed it without informing me, and they did so before my 30-day eviction period. Assuming my compliance, my diary noting, their haste, my power. I called Jordan, my attorney friend, who reviews the situation. You own the mortgage, not the deed. You can block any sale by refusing to transfer the loan, my diary noting. His clarity, my weapon. He warns. Foreclosure's an option if they default, but it's messy, my diary noting. His caution, my strategy. The knowledge emboldens me. I can halt their plans, force a reckoning, my diary noting. Their scheme, my control. I decide to attend Sunday's family dinner, a ritual I've dreaded for its strained dynamics, but now see as the perfect stage to unveil my power, my diary noting, their table, my arena. I'll listen to gauge their honesty about the sale and eviction, and reveal my mortgage hold if they persist in deception, my diary noting. Their lies, my truth. Preparation is meticulous. Compile every document, the mortgage transfer, payment records, bank correspondence, organizing them into a sleek portfolio, my diary noting, their secrecy, my evidence. I rehearse with Dr. Ellis, my therapist, who advises, aim for respect, not vengeance. Boundaries heal, my diary noting. Her wisdom, my focus. Taylor, my rock since college, calls, you're not alone in this. Show them who you are. Her encouragement a lifeline, my diary noting. Her strength, my resolve. I choose a black pantsuit for the dinner, its sharp lines signaling authority, paired with Margaret's pearl earrings, a quiet nod to her memory, my diary noting. Her spirit, my purpose. I practice my delivery firm, not emotional, commanding, not cruel. Enduring my voice carries the weight of my sacrifices, my diary noting. Their dismissal, my voice. The family home, once alive with Margaret's warmth, now bears Laura's cold imprint-neutral paint, no trace of our photos, my diary noting, her takeover, my legacy. I ring the bell, no longer using my key, a symbolic act of distance, my diary noting, their house, my return. Sophie answers, guilt flickering in her eyes, my diary noting, her shame, my presence. Inside, the catered meal, Laura's choicer places, Margaret's recipes, my diary noting. Her erasure, my fight. As I sit, portfolio at my side, I'm not the dutiful daughter seeking approval but Charlotte Hayes, ready to reclaim her place, my diary noting. Their neglect, my power. Raleigh's spring evening pulses with the city's quiet energy. its historic streets a backdrop to my resolve, a quiet flame, their betrayal a wound transforming into strength, setting the stage for a confrontation that will alter our family forever. The Raleigh evening hums in the dining room of our family home on Oakwood Avenue, where I sit at the polished table, the sharp scent of catered lasagna clashing with the electric tension in the air, my diary tucked discreetly in my portfolio, its pages a raw chronicle of defiance. Richard's eviction notice delivered on my 32nd birthday, his and Laura's secret plan to sell the house I've been saving through mortgage payments for 6 months. The air crackles with anticipation as I unveil my control over the mortgage, shattering their assumptions and exposing their deceit. My diary noting, Laura's arrogance, my revelation. I'm Charlotte, 32, a financial analyst who preserved our family legacy. But to Richard and Laura, I'm an obstacle to their ambitions. My diary confessing, Ethan's favor, my defiance. The confrontation, met with shock and fury, triggers a chaotic fallout of accusations and pleas. My diary noting, their denial, my stand, setting the stage for a pivotal family meeting at my apartment where I demand respect and reshape our fractured dynamic. Dinner unfolds with a veneer of normalcy, the clink of silverware punctuating strained small talk about Raleigh's humid spring, Ethan's upcoming finals, and Sophie's marketing internship, my diary noting. Their facade, my vigilance. The eviction and house sale loom unspoken, a heavy presence no one dares address, my diary noting. Their silence, my patience. Richard finally breaks the tension, his tone deceptively casual. Charlotte, have you started looking for apartments yet? I know some folks with vacancies, as if upending my life is a minor errand, my diary noting. His callousness, my spark. I keep my voice even, conversational. Before that, let's discuss the broader plan. I hear you're selling the house, my words slicing through the pretense, my diary noting, their secret, my probe. Laura, seated beside Richard, jumps in before he can respond, her smile tight. We've already had significant interest. It's a seller's market, her smugness betraying her confidence in my compliance, my diary noting, her triumph, my leverage. Richard nods. The sale will fund Laura's real estate venture and secure our future. His hour excluding me, my diary noting. His plan, my exclusion. I press further, maintaining my calm. And the mortgage? Have you confirmed its status, the payoff, any penalties? My question deliberate, testing their awareness, my diary noting, their ignorance, my trap. Richard frowns, confused. The agent handles that. It'll be paid from the sale, while Laura shifts, dismissive, just formalities, my diary noting, his naivety, her haste. The moment has arrived. I reach into my portfolio, extracting the mortgage documents, and place them beside my plate, their weight anchoring the room's sudden stillness, my diary noting, their assumptions, my truth. With measured precision, I address Richard. 6 months ago, when the bank was set to foreclose because you were 7 months behind, not 3, as you claimed, I acted to save our home. I transferred the mortgage into my name, used my savings to cover the arrears, and have been making payments ever since. My diary noting, their shock, my power. Richard's face drains of color, his fork clattering to the plate, my diary noting, his disbelief, my control. Laura snatches the papers, her eyes darting across them. This can't be legal. My bank contacts would have known, her voice rising, my diary noting, her panic, my calm. I respond evenly. The arrangement was confidential at my request to protect Dad's dignity. No sale can proceed without my approval as the mortgage holder, my diary noting. Their plans, my veto. Ethan, silent until now, leans forward. Sarah, you've always been there for us. This seems fair. His support a quiet jolt, my diary noting. His respect, my ally. Sophie nods, her eyes downcast, my diary noting. Her guilt, my bridge. Laura's composure fractures. You've been plotting this, undermining us, my diary noting. Her accusation, my resolve. I meet her gaze. I've been waiting for my family to treat me as equal, not evict me on my birthday. My diary noting their cruelty, my voice. I stand, gathering my documents. When you're ready to discuss this as equals, you know where I am. My diary noting their chaos, my exit. As I leave, Richard's voice falters. Charlotte, wait. But I step into the cool night, my heart steady. My diary noting their storm, my peace. The fallout is immediate and turbulent. My phone erupts with voicemails, Richard's tone shifting from commanding, "Call me now to fix this," to threatening, "You can't hold us hostage," to pleading, "Let's talk like adults." My diary noting his desperation, my silence. Laura's texts offer revised terms, each inadequate, my diary noting her schemes, my refusal. I schedule a meeting at my apartment for the next evening, clearing my work schedule and preparing additional documents, my diary noting their tactics, my readiness. Dr. Ellis advises, "Stay grounded in your worth," my diary noting her guidance, my anchor. Taylor texts, "You've got this," my diary noting her faith, my courage. At 7 p.m., Richard, Laura, Ethan, and Sophie arrive, their faces a spectrum of anger, calculation, and remorse, my diary noting their storm, my arena. Richard accuses, "Explain your deception," my diary noting his blame, my strength. I counter, "I saved our home." "You plan to sell it behind my back," my diary noting their deceit, my truth. Laura presents a lowball offer to repay my payments with minimal interest, my diary noting her ploy, my rejection. Richard snaps, "You're punishing us," my diary noting his fury, my calm. I list my demands: acknowledgement, inclusion, fair compensation, my diary noting their neglect, my terms. Richard storms out, Laura trailing, but Ethan and Sophie stay, sharing honest perspectives. Laura's influence, Richard's distance, me diary noting their truth, my bond. We talk for hours, rebuilding a sibling connection rooted in respect, my diary noting their support, my family. The meeting, though unresolved with Richard, marks a shift, my diary noting their resistance, my progress. Raleigh's spring night glows, its historic homes a backdrop to my resolve, a quiet flame, their betrayal a wound transforming into strength, setting the stage for a family dynamic forced to evolve under the weight of truth. The Raleigh summer morning bathes my 5 Points apartment in a golden haze, where I sit at my kitchen table, the faint scent of jasmine from my balcony mingling with the rich aroma of brewing coffee. My diary open, and its pages a raw chronicle of a tense stalemate following the explosive family dinner, Richard's furious exit after I revealed my control over the home's mortgage, Laura's inadequate offers to buy my compliance, and the unexpected alliance with Ethan and Sophie. The air hums with a cautious hope, tempered by the uncertainty of Richard's next move, my diary noting Laura's calculations, my steadfastness. I'm Charlotte, 32, a financial analyst who holds the fate of our family home. But to Richard and Laura, I'm a threat to their plans, my diary confessing. Ethan's support, my anchor. A formal notice asserting my mortgage rights, and a heartfelt conversation with Richard forge a fragile compromise, my diary noting their defiance, my terms, setting the stage for a redefined family dynamic grounded in mutual respect, preserving Margaret's legacy while securing my place within it. The week after the dinner is a battlefield of silence and maneuvering. Richard ceases contact, his voicemails halting after his plea for a reasonable talk, a tactic I recognize as an attempt to freeze me out until I yield, my diary noting his stubbornness, my patience. Laura, more pragmatic, sends 2 revised offers, each slightly better but still ignoring my emotional demands for acknowledgement and inclusion, or her proposals cold calculations to secure the house sale for her real estate venture, my diary noting her greed, my refusal. I respond with measured firmness. My terms stand, my diary noting her ploys mi resolve. Meanwhile, my bond with Ethan and Sophie deepens through clandestine coffee meetings at a local cafe, where we unravel years of family dysfunction, Laura's manipulation, Richard's emotional absence, my own overlooked sacrifices. My diary noting, their honesty, my connection. Ethan reveals he never planned to take my apartment, his graduate school lease already signed, exposing another of Richard and Laura's unilateral decisions, my diary noting, their control, my vindication. Sophie admits guilt for not questioning my eviction, her internship blinding her to the family's shift, my diary noting, her regret, my bridge. These talks, raw and unguarded, rebuild a sibling alliance I thought lost, my diary noting, their loyalty, my family. 10 days post-confrontation, I escalate my strategy, consulting my attorney Jordan to draft a formal notice to Richard as the property owner, asserting my rights as mortgage holder, my diary noting, their haste, my authority. The letter demands an inspection to ensure the home's condition aligns with mortgage terms, and reminds them of a 60-day vacate, period double their 30-day eviction demand if they pursue the sale, my diary noting. Their timeline, my leverage. Sent via certified mail, it lands Tuesday, and by evening, Richard is at my door, his face a storm of anger and fatigue, my diary noting. His rage, my readiness. What game are you playing, Charlotte? 60 days and inspection? He demands, pacing my small living room, my diary noting. His accusation, my calm. I echo his own words. Business is business, Dad. Isn't that what you said when you evicted me on my birthday? My diary noting. His cruelty, my mirror. The jab lands, his pacing halting, and I continue. This is our home and not just yours, not Laura's investment. It's where Mom was happy, where I raised Ethan and Sophie after she died, where I saved us from foreclosure, my diary noting. Their plans, my truth. Richard slumps onto my couch, his defiance crumbling. I never meant to hurt you. His voice raw, my diary noting. His sincerity, my opening. For the first time I believe him, and the admission cracks years of distance, my diary noting. His regret, my healing. I lay bare the pain of his neglect sidelining me, dismissing my contributions, excluding me from family decisions, my diary noting, their oversight, my voice. I demand, see me as your daughter, not a fixer, include me as an equal, my diary noting, their habits, my terms. He admits, you were so strong after Margaret died, handling everything. I thought you didn't need me. His words a revelation, my diary noting. His blindness, my need. I counter. I needed you to value me, to keep Mom's memory alive. My diary noting. Her legacy, my heart. We talk for hours, navigating pain and memory, and reach a tentative compromise. The house sale is paused for 6 months. I'll explore buying Richard's equity, and I'll be included in all decisions, my diary noting. Their surrender, my future. Laura, facing a stalled sale that threatens her business, visits my office, her charm thinly veiling desperation. We got off wrong, Charlotte. I want to work together, my diary noting. Her facade, my skepticism. She pitches a $5,000 investment in her firm, my diary noting. Her greed, my refusal. I decline. My finances are committed, my diary noting. Her ploy, my boundary. Her mask slips. This vendetta hurts your father, but I counter. I've protected his happiness since I was 16. You've used him, my diary noting. Her manipulation, my clarity. She leaves, and weeks later Ethan reports. Laura moved out, chasing another developer. Her exit confirming her transactional loyalty, my diary noting. Her betrayal, my vindication. Raleigh's summer dusk glows, its tree-lined streets a canvas for my resolve, a quiet flame, their betrayal a wound transforming into strength, setting the stage for a home reclaimed and a family redefined by respect. The Raleigh autumn blooms with vibrant color in the kitchen of our family home, now legally mine, where I stand icing a vanilla cake using Margaret's cherished recipe, the sweet scent of sugar and nostalgia mingling with the laughter of guests at my rebirth party, my diary open on the counter, its pages a powerful chronicle of triumph, Richard's compromise to pause the house sale, Laura's abrupt departure, my ownership of the home I saved, and the fragile rebuilding of our family on terms of respect. The air vibrates with joy and renewal, a stark contrast to the cold eviction notice Richard delivered on my 32nd birthday, my diary noting, "Laura's absence, my light." I'm Charlotte, 32, a financial analyst and mentor at my Carter Community Center, no longer Richard's overlooked caretaker but a woman who claimed her worth, my diary confessing. Ethan's alliance, my radiance. The home, restored with Margaret's garden and recipes, anchors a life of purpose, while my mentorship empowers others, my diary noting, their betrayal, my legacy, setting the stage for a future of authentic connections that outshines their neglect, forging a family dynamic rooted in mutual respect and a house that tells our story anew. The 6 months since the confrontation have been a journey of transformation. Richard, now settled in a sleek condo near his office, has revitalized his firm with a new partner, his energy renewed without Laura's push for retirement, my diary noting, his rebirth, my relief. Our relationship, though imperfect, has shifted. Monthly dinners at neutral restaurants like the Oakwood Cafe are honest, with Richard consulting me on decisions, from firm strategies to holiday plans, his old habit of dismissing me fading under my firm boundaries, my diary noting, his effort, my trust. I end conversations when he slips mentioning Laura's misunderstood motives and he corrects course, my diary noting, his learning, my voice. Ethan and Sophie, now regular visitors to the home, share meals and memories, our sibling bond deepened through candid talks about our fractured past, my diary noting, their love, my family. Ethan, pursuing graduate studies, credits my example. You showed me to stand up, my diary noting, his growth, my pride. Sophie, thriving in her marketing career, brings her sketches to decorate the home, her creativity echoing Margaret's, my diary noting, her art, my joy. The Carter Community Center, launched with a grant and my savings, is my heart's work, mentoring first-generation students like Alaya, whose parents dismiss her engineering dreams, mirroring my own struggles, my diary noting, her fire, my mirror. I guide them through scholarships and boundaries, sharing, your worth isn't tied to their approval, my diary noting, her path, my purpose. A Raleigh News headline, Charlotte Hayes empowers future leaders, captures the center's impact, my diary noting, their silence, my legacy. My home reflects this balance. Margaret's garden blooms with her roses alongside my lavender. The kitchen retains her cabinets but boasts new appliances. Family photos line the halls, blending old snapshots with new ones from the rebirth party, my diary noting, her memory, my vision. Taylor, my steadfast friend, organizes the party, dubbing it a rebirth to reclaim my birthday from pain, her champagne toast to Charlotte's strength. Setting the tone, my diary noting, her faith, my celebration. The party hums with colleagues, neighbors, and family. Ethan with his girlfriend, Sophie with work friends, and, surprisingly, Richard, arriving with a wrapped gift, a blue-papered package evoking Margaret's tradition. My diary noting, his gesture, my surprise. He hesitates. I hope I'm not intruding, but I welcome him. Your family, my diary noting, his return, my warmth. The gift, a framed photo of me and Margaret planting tulips, my 10-year-old self beaming stirs tears. I found it in her albums. I've been revisiting them, he says, his voice thick, my diary noting, his healing, my heart. The image, unseen for years, captures Margaret's laughter, a moment I thought lost, my diary noting, her joy, my treasure. As I cut the cake, 33 candles glowing, I'm surrounded by those who see me. Taylor's grin, Ethan's nod, Sophie's hug, Richard's quiet pride. Me wish one of gratitude for the strength to redefine family, my diary noting, their presence, my home. Later, alone in the kitchen, I gaze at Margaret's garden under moonlight, its blooms a testament to her and me, my diary noting, her roots, my growth. I whisper, I kept my promise, Mom. On my way, my diary noting. Her spirit, my peace. The house creaks, its familiar language of stories painful, joyful, Arsa comfort. My diary noting. Their past, my future. The journey was grueling eviction, betrayal, confrontation, but it taught me that family is built on respect, not obligation, and that honoring Margaret's legacy meant honoring myself, my diary noting. Their neglect, my triumph. Raleigh's autumn dawn bathes Oakwood Avenue in light, its historic homes a canvas for my resolve, a quiet flame, their betrayal a wound transformed into strength. As Charlotte Hayes, I'm a beacon, my center and home a testament to resilience. My diary noting. Their loss, my symphony. The future holds challenges, but with a voice unsilenced and a family reshaped, I face it whole. My diary noting. Their shadows, my forever.